Hey everybody, welcome back to Chapter 12. Today we're going to talk about Section 12-3, comparing decimals using greater than, less than, or equal to. Pretty similar to just doing a regular whole number when we compare those using greater than, less than, or equal to, except all we're going to do is have a decimal point and a few more extra place values to talk about. Some things to keep in mind before we get started. One, all the numbers to the left of our decimal point are our whole numbers. So in this example, my 3 would be in my ones place here. This 3 would also be in the ones place. Down here, for this example, my 3 is in the ones place, my 7 is in the tens place. Same thing here, ones place for the 3, tens place for the 7s, and if I had further numbers, it would be the hundreds, the thousands, 10,000s, and so on. Keep that in mind as we go forward here. You always want to go left to right when you are comparing numbers. Start with the biggest place value you have and see if the one next to it has an equal, greater than, or less than value in that place value. Let's get started here real quickly. We'll start here with 0 and 3/10. Is that greater than, less than, or equal to 0 and 5/10? Pretty simple to look at. They both have a 0 in their ones place, decimal points, and then I have a 3 in my tens place and a 5 in this tens place, and we all know that 5 is greater than 3. So I can say 3/10 is less than 5/10. Second example here, 3 and 62/100 is greater than, less than, or equal to 3 and 6/10. Don't get thrown off because this one has 2 digits after the decimal point and this one only has 1. Don't let that automatically come into play. Go through your comparison and figure it out. Well, this has a 3 in the ones place. This one has a 3 in the ones place. So far we're equal. Then we have our decimal points. 6 in the tenths place, 6 in the tenths place. So far we're equal. However, this one has a 2 in my hundredths spot. I don't even have anything written here. So when there's nothing written here, we can assume that there is a 0. So in this case, 2 is greater than 0. So 3 and 62/100 is greater than 3 and 6/10. Or the equivalent version of that we made, 3 and 60/100. Down here for the third example, don't automatically look at your decimals and say, oh, this is 87 and this is 3, it has to be bigger. We follow the same rules, working left to right. This has a 4 in my ones place before the decimal point. This has a 2 in my ones place right before the decimal point. Knowing my number sense, I know that 4 is greater than 2. I don't even have to compare my decimals in this one because 4 is the larger number. So 4 and 3/100 is greater than 2 and 87/100. Down here, money, read it just like it is. $73.84 is greater than, less than, or equal to $73.89. Well, my tens place has a 7, tens place has a 7. Ones place has a 3, ones place has a 3, decimal point, 8 in my tenths place, 8 in my tens place. I have a 4 here in my hundredths place and a 9 here. Had to compare all the way down to the hundredths, but I do know that 9 is greater than 4, so $73.89 is the greater number. I'm sure you're catching on by now. Do 3 more examples here. 5 and 5/10 is greater than, less than, or equal to 5 and 50/100. Take your time, do your comparisons. 5 ones, 5 ones. Decimal point, 5/10, 5/10. No hundredths. There's nothing here, so I can put my 0 and a 0 here. That means that these numbers are equivalent. 5 and 5/10 is equal to 5 and 50/100. And then finally, my last ones using digits, 23 and 84/100 is greater than, less than, or equal to 22 and 96/100. 2 in my tens, 2 in my tens, 3 in my ones, 2 in my ones. I know 3 is greater than 2. I don't even need to compare my decimals. The whole number 23 is greater than the whole number 22. So that's how to compare decimals using digits. I have one example here drawn where we have place value blocks. What I have here is an entire block colored in, and this one here is broken into tenths. And you can see, hopefully, that I have 3/10 colored in. On this side, I have 1 whole, and I have 6/10 of my second block colored in. So what this says is 1 whole and 3/10 for this one. I got my 1 whole from here, my 3/10 from here, is greater than, less than, or equal to 1 whole right here and 6/10 for this one. And then you just go about doing your regular comparison. 1 and 1 are the same, decimal point, decimal point. 3 is less than 6. So I know that 1 and 3/10 is less than 1 and 6/10. Hope that helps you a little bit with today's lesson. Thanks for watching.